Hello people, I'm ready for the first bashing with the Rlaarlo. And I'm on this location. It's old soccer football lane. It's a mixture of sand and some gravel. And with these small cars, even some like the rocks like this could flip the car over or get it to jump. But I also brought with me the basher jump I have here. So now I'm finished testing this car regarding the speed, and as you saw, I got it up to about 75 kilometers per hour on 2S. It's the 2S I'm gonna use when I'm bashing this car. The speed is good enough, and more important, both the ESC and the motor is not getting too hot when bashing. And I'm using the buggy wheels from the Real Toys. They got more grip, so it fits more for this type of location. And now I first just put this line up so I can see when I'm coming into the jump with the car that I got a good direction. I have two batteries with me. I'm first just gonna bash around and see how it's behaving, how it's to drive on this type of terrain, and how is the transmitter receiver working. And then I'm gonna start jumping and see how it behaves. I removed the front bumper because I think when you hitting a jump like this, the bumper could hit into the jump, and then the car would just flip up or something like that. All right, enough talk. Let's start to bash a bit. So you see, it's okay to steer now with this new transmitter receiver. Now I'm just trying to see how the steering is and how the acceleration is, and how it takes this type of terrain. Yeah, you can see it's jumping a bit because of the gravel here. I also, before I started to drive, I just looked around and tried to find the biggest rocks. You see, rocks like this will get the car to jump up in the air. So I just will remove the biggest rock here. This one could maybe break something on the car. Of course I don't spend a lot of time doing that, but just to be sure that it's not something very big here. So let's see the acceleration now. Full speed now. Yeah, it's going good. Also on 2S. I said before that I really don't like small cars like this. I prefer the bigger cars, like 1/8 scale cars, and that's because they behave a lot different when driving. They're more realistic, like a real car when you drive in curves, and how it behaves when it corners. You see that there, the car just flipped over. That's because it hit the rock in the turn. A bigger car like a 1/8 scale car wouldn't do that. Not that easy. But it's okay, you know what you got, and it's still fun to drive. And here you can see it turns good when it's not too much gravel. Here it's more sand. So it's a good car to get as your first car maybe, but The transmitter and the receiver are very bad. I'm not sure if it's the transmitter or the receiver. And the receiver is integrated in the ESC. So if you want to change out the transmitter receiver, you also have to change the ESC. And I think the Surpass 60 amp without a fan is an okay solution if you drive on 2S. The car stopped, and I guess this is just a small rock that's stuck somewhere in the drivetrain. Let's see. And that's very typical when you drive on terrain like this. Yeah, it's out now. I'm not sure exactly where it got stuck, but that's very typical when you drive on terrain like this with a mixture of sand and gravel. One thing also I should note is that this is the metal edition of the Rlaarlo. And I bought this because I saw that some people started to break the shock towers of the carbon edition. And when bashing, you don't want that to happen. That's easy, because if you have the metal edition, you can just use a hammer to straighten them out if you bend the shock towers or something like that. It's also a bit more heavy, not much, but a bit, so maybe it stays a bit better to the ground. But one weakness of this car, I opened it up and I found that it got a plastic spur gear. So I emailed Rlaarlo and asked them if that was right. And they answered me and said that no, that was not right. It was some mistakes on the assembly line. So they have sent me a new metal spur gear. I've not received it yet, but it should be on the way. So if you buy this metal edition, check your spur gear. If it's plastic, email Rlaarlo and I will probably send you a metal spur gear. It should have metal in all the drivetrain. That you get the rock in the somewhere stuck in the drivetrain, so the car stops or behaves different, is typically on this location here. Also happens sometimes with the bigger cars. So not a weakness. Okay, it's going good. Now I'm driving a bit on max speed. But you know this location is... Oh? It was just the steering that was a bit odd, a bit short under. So you see how the car is to drive. Small car like this, it's changed direction a lot. Now, let me show you. Now I'm just gonna drive at high speed, straight, and try to keep a straight line, straight forward. Let's see how it car goes. Of course, it changed direction a bit when it takes off, but and going forward to me again. That was really good. But a lot of times you hit small rocks so the car changed direction. And that is the type of things I don't like about this short scale cars. And there it flipped again. It was just a rock or something. So if you can afford it, try to get a bit bigger car, like a 110 scale or 1/8 scale car. You can buy them used, not that expensive, but it's more expensive with parts and batteries, of course. So if you're on a budget, maybe this is good enough. So I had one bigger rocker. Just get that away. Now the car is so I don't know, but it's stuck again. I'm looking for small rocks in the driving line. I can't see anything. It's good again. No, it's something. Let's keep the front wheels for not turning. It could be a small rock inside a wheel or something. Let's see. I can't see it. Oh, it was a rock inside one of the rear wheels. Well, again, it also happens with the bigger cars, but maybe this small car is a bit more have some more issues with that driving on gravel, sand. The motor is not that warm. Okay, so driving on this type of terrain is okay, but you see that the car is flipping over sometimes. It can happen also with bigger cars. Steering is okay, but it sometimes just takes another direction. If you try to make it too quick turn, it sometimes flip over. Let me check the motor now. Yeah, it's a bit hot. And the EC. It's a bit hot, but not crazy hot. So it's okay. Yep, there it flipped over again, and yet again it was because of a small rock. But if you drive on a location with some more even ground and on asphalt, this will not be such an issue. Oh, I don't see the corner. I'm not sure how much battery is left now. It looks to jump okay. Let's see if we can take a jump here. Yeah, it's going straight in the air. It's not dropping in the front or something. That's very good if it keeps flying straight in the air, because then it lands on all the four wheels. Try a new one. Bit hard to get up to speed. Yeah. Did go all right in there. All right, let's try this jump I brought with me. You should check how it's behaving in the air, if it's flying straight or if it's dip in the front. Yeah, good. It was dropping a bit on the rear, but all right. It dropped a bit on the side, if you saw that, but I just gave a bit of throttle in the air and that straightened it up again. Yeah, all right. But I think I have to change the battery now then. Yeah, the battery is going down. Oh! I just changed the battery and I come back with a new battery and we can do some more jumping now. Alright, I'm back with a new QS battery. I'm not sure how much driving time I got with one battery. I can check that in my video when I get home. Now I'm just gonna start to jump. Try to get max speed here. Find the direction. Oh, that was not a good direction. Small stones can take the car off the line. Yeah, it was good, and I did a small adjustment in the air so it landed on the wheels. You saw the front was going high there. Yeah, all right. It's a bit hard to get maximum speed because if you hit the stone on the way, it will change direction or... Oh, missed the jump. I'm trying to get maximum speed. Oh no! This small edge of this asphalt just flipped the car around. Well, It's a 1/14 scale car, so that was just not. Let's see if we can get it up to maximum speed and hit the jump. We want to see the car fly. Yeah, good. Not maximum speed, but alright. And I can do adjustments in the air. I have to be a bit careful now when I draw up here. Yep. Well, we got the solid marker here on there. You can see how far it jumped. Here it landed. Look to have both steering and let's see, is everything okay? Yeah. How far did it jump? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 12 meters or 30 feet. I tried to correct it in the air there, but the car itself first had the front up and then it dipped in the end, and I also tried to correct it down, so that got just too much. Let's try again. Ow. Yep. Hit the edge of the jump and did a roll. And that is when you have a very narrow jump. That is something that just happens sometimes, even with a bigger car, of course. That can break apart. Very frustrating if you have a very narrow jump. So I recommend that you at least have 2 of these. Yeah, I didn't do any correction in the air because I saw last time that it corrected itself. The steering it's turning a bit to the left side. Why? Let's see. It could just be some sand. It looks like the not sure. One of the wheels. Oh, it's a rock. Yes, it's a small rock under the where you have the droop screw. It was just some sand. So let's try again. What I did there, I came into the jump with good speed and I didn't do any correction in the air. And you saw the car first had the front way up, but then by itself it dropped down in the end and landed on all 4 wheels. The jump before I tried to correct it by hitting the brakes so the car would dip a bit down, but that was too much. So this was much better now, just let the car do it all by itself. Same there. I just I maybe released the throttle I'm not sure, because when I'm jumping with the bigger cars, you release the throttle in the air because you don't want to land the car with throttle or brakes on, because that breaks the gearing. So when you jump, you should always land like this with no throttle at all, so the drivetrain is spinning free. Because if you have throttle or brakes, and the landing will hit very hard on the gearing on the drivetrain, and when you have spur gear plastic, you typically will break that sooner or later. But so I have used to just left off the throttle in the air. So let's see what I'm doing now. Oh, it's taking wrong direction. Sometimes it's just hit some rocks when you accelerate, then it goes totally in a new direction. Yeah, there I know I just let off the throttle, but I didn't have maximum speed. But it jumps very nice when if you just let off the throttle on the jump. You do it when it leave the jump. Yeah. it got sort of a small bounce into the jump, so it landed a bit on the rear part in the landing, but it was okay. I don't know. There we have some rocks again that just took it off the line. Hey, it jumps nice. It's hard to get up to maximum speed because typically some small stones will get it off the line, and you have to do adjustment into the jump. There I did a small adjustment. I didn't hit the brakes in the under, but I did keep off the throttle in the air. I'm trying to get this really long jump. It was hitting the jump a bit on the side, but it landed almost okay. Missed the jump totally. I'm just gonna check that there's not some rocks inside here. Okay, I will set the camera to high-speed recording so you can see it in slow motion, and I will try to get some long jumps here. Yes, now we have 120 frames per second. Let's see if we can get some long jumps now and see how the car behaves in slow motion. Look at the car on the jump. You will see the shocks compress. It was an okay jump, it was not going straight into the jump, but all right. Try again. The car was going almost like it wanted to do a backflip, and I really tried to give some more throttle to get the backflip done, but it just hadn't the power. And when with these wheels it couldn't do it. The battery flipped out a bit here. Just get it in again. Yeah, it's still alive. Yeah, it's still alive. I couldn't do the backflip. I didn't prepare for a backflip there really. The car was just going like that now. It's flipped again on this small edge here. I came into the jump, and sometimes the car can do not predicted move in the air, and it was looking like it wanted to do a backflip, but I couldn't fulfill the backflip. I didn't have the power, and with these small wheels it was just not enough. Again, recording at 120 frames per second. I tried to get into the jump at maximum speed. Let's see again. Yeah, yep, that was really a perfect jump, and I was very stupid because I hit the brakes in the end, but the car would just get it by itself. You can see how long I jumped. It's almost exactly as long as I did it in that other good jump. I think I landed here in one of the first, and I landed here, so it's about 12 meters. No, the car is not behaving at all. Let's see what it is. Oh, it was just the power plug that got out. Maybe I should have the power plugs in the front there. But that was a good jump really, if you don't include the landing. That was of course a bad landing. Let's try again, maximum speed. Yep, there I didn't touch the throttle or brakes at all in the air. So with this jump the car will almost land good by itself. Try maximum speed again. No, no, no! I did the same mistakes because the front was so high in the air. I felt that I just had to hit the brakes. But the car corrected itself. And I just, of course, I did a mistake again by hitting the brakes. But the car is alive. So it shows that it can take this type of landings. Yep, there I just let it fly by itself. I didn't touch the brakes. Oh, holy Moses. It did a backflip. That was unexpected. You can't really prepare for a backflip with this car because it can't do a backflip on demand. When it just do something crazy into the jump, and I had maximum throttle. Oh, that was a wiggly flying. But I must say it's a bit fun, really. And as long as the car can take some of this jumping, it's alright, you have a bit fun. It's not bad. Maximum speed. Yeah, alright. At maximum speed, and I just held the throttle in the air this time. You saw it just pulled off the backflip. It was really a bit over. It landed on the rear again, so I should drop the throttle a bit before that. Should we try backflip again? Let's see. Yeah, it can take a backflip. All right. It really can. Maximum throttle on 2S and just keeping the throttle maximum in, but I dropped the throttle in the end, so you don't have throttle when you land. Oh, missed the jump. Oh, it's maybe some stones in the drivetrain again. Oh. Yeah, I maybe have to say some end comments now, because I guess we're soon running out of power. It's been fun, really. And as you can see, the car could even do backflips on 2S. And it behaves nice in the air. If you just drop the throttle on the air, it will fly good in the air. And on 2S, on this type of terrain, I get about 12 meters jumping, coming into the jump at maximum speed. But I know the car can get up to 75 kilometers per hour, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not having 75 kilometers per hour here, because it's sand and gravel and you don't get up to that speed here. So it could jump even longer if you had more even ground. Maximum speed, no. Did you see that landing there? Landing on one front wheel. That is really one of the worst thing you can do. Yeah, a nice jump. So it's pretty fun to drive with this setup that I have now. It can take some bashing. The transmitter and receiver are working good. There I just left off the throttle. Now I feel the power is going down on the battery. I'm not getting up to that speed that I have had before. So I know the battery is soon empty now. Try one last jump here. Yeah, again I left off the throttle in there. So it can take some bashing, it can even do backflips, at least at this jump. Oh. I'm not sure about this plastic spur gear. But it's keep going. I hear some noise there, but it could maybe just be some stones in the drivetrain again. Yeah. Some nice jumps there, really. Yeah. You see we have some marks on the chassis, but that's how it should be. It's a basher. Can we get one more jump? One more jump here. Try to sit down so you can really see the car. Oh. It wouldn't correct itself. Try that again. Ah, almost good. How did the wing mount take that? I landed a bit on the rear side, but it looks okay. A new one. That was a weak one, I couldn't get up to speed. Oh no, the battery is empty. Yep, that was maximum speed. Alright. What should we say to conclude here? The car is all right to drive, but remember I got the Surpass 60 amp ESC and a new receiver and transmitter. So the steering and throttle is good, and also it's on this setup here 2 has a battery to go up to about 75 kilometers per hour. I think that's all right for bashing. Of course, it could also be fun to do a bit bashing on 3S, but look out, the ESC and motor will get very hot. With these small cars, 1/14 scale, it's sometimes hard to keep the direction when driving because you will hit small stones. Also, you get small stones into the drive train and wheels, but that also can happen with bigger cars. It was fun to jump. I could do jump up to about 12 meters here with this jump and this location here. It's sand and gravel, so you don't. I can't believe that I get up to more than about 50 kilometers per hour here. If you could get it up to 75 kilometers per hour, that this setup here will get the car up to, it will jump some longer. And it flies really good in the air. Sometimes you saw the car, the front really stayed up, but it would correct itself in the end and often land on all 4 wheels by just letting the car fly by itself and just drop the throttle. When you hit the jump like the car is now, you should just drop the throttle because you don't want to land when keeping the throttle or brakes, because that can break some gears in the drivetrain, like the spur gear or something. So it behaved good in the air, and it even could do backflips. If it just keep the throttle at maximum in the air, it would just do a backflip. I had some bad landings both on the front and on the rear, but I can't see any serious damage. Let me take off the body here and see. It turns all right, the wheels. I can't see any damage here. And if you look at the no broken arms, the wheelie bar is okay, the wing is all right. I don't see any broken or cracks in it. So it looks like the car is okay. I don't see anything bent either. And I look at the dog bones here now, and they are moving and it looks straight. Yeah. One thing I sometimes feel is that when you drive this car, the steering sometimes feel that it's a bit off, like the car is going a bit to the right or left, and you start to find a midpoint and adjust it. But it could just be some small rocks that keeping the car going in the wrong direction. So it's a bit hard to keep the car going completely straight. So I find myself trying to adjust the steering a lot, but it's maybe not needed. But I did wonder if one of the front landings had hit one of the wheels there a bit off, maybe in the hex there or something, but I can't see any trouble here. So the car looks good. Also this ESC and motor is alright to bash without using a fan, and it's very nice to don't have a fan, because when you have a fan you typically break some of the blades, even either in the landings or if it gets stuck inside the fan. What did I say? If you get a rock, did I say stuck? I meant if you get a small rock inside a fan, it can break blades on a fan. So it's very nice to have no fans. Also the fans, of course, take some power off the battery. So overall I'm satisfied with this small car. I will try to jump it even faster and harder and do more bashing, of course. It would also be nice to use a 3S battery when jumping, but I know it can be very hard to keep the car going straight when you have a crazy power. It will just take the car off the line. The wheels were very, very good. These wheel toys wheels. A good grip on this type of location with sand and small rocks. All right, I guess this been yet a long video, but I just want to show you what I experienced with this car, how it behaves, and if it's worth the money. I mean, if you buy this stock, you will get the transmitter receiver that are not working very good. That's a really big weak point. It also got very short operation range, like 60-70 meters or something like that. I hope Rlaarlo can fix that. But the stock EC motor is working really good. It's just the transmitter receiver that's the weak point. And also look out that this metal edition got a plastic spur gear. So if you get one of these, just send Rlaarlo an email and I probably will send you a new metal spur gear for free. So that's all. It was fun, I must say. Yes, it's not a bad car. It's all right. Thanks.